Ole'Pops here. Coming at you tonight from my little smoking room. Had a heck of a day. Traffic's bad out there tonight. Can y'all hear all them cars? I'm chooching on my dragon claw. It's one I carved myself. Y'all seen it before. Tonight I'm a huffing and a puffing. On a little wild hare. Sent to me by one anonymous benefactor. Have no idea. But it's mighty good and it was mighty nice of them. I'm a vanilla bean and so is it. And it's a good one. I tell you, I don't know what the world's coming to. Me and my jelly darling went to the grocery store today. We should be grateful for grocery stores. We really should. They're helping take crime off the streets. We went and stopped by the service desk first. Miss Jilly darling likes her cigarettes and they like to keep them behind the counter. And of course anything that's tobacco related they keep back there with them. And I needed me some pipe cleaners. Well, y'all tell me, who in the world cashes in glass bottles anymore? You either throw them away or you put them in a recycle bin, right? Ain't that how it's done? Well, we got behind this woman that had two buggies. One of them's full of kids. And the other one's full of glass bottles, returnable bottles. And she was returning them for a nickel apiece. Now, first off, a nickel ain't worth a dime anymore. And secondly, the trouble with children is they're non-returnable. Well, Ole'Pops and Miss Jilly darling was standing behind this woman at the service desk. And these two children, two of the three children, was just wild as the hair in that tobacco. And the other, for some reason, had a hair of hers, and she was just a crying and a crying and a crying. Must have been teething. Oh, and coffee as black as that cup. I don't know if you can see the label on it. Well, I got the label to me. Now, ain't no label on that cup. Anyway. Couldn't figure out why in the world that baby was crying like it was. But it just kept on crying. We stood there and stood there and stood there. Finally, Mr. Steroid come walking up. Now, he had muscles on top. He had muscles in his face. But he walked up to me and he went, "What do you need?" Not, "May I help you, sir?" "What do you need?" And I told him what kind of cigarettes Miss Jelly Darling smoked. And I told him I needed some pipe cleaners. He handed them to me and we went on, commenced with our shopping. We was walking through the store and you could hear that baby crying everywhere. You could hear that baby crying all through the store. But when I told him what we wanted, you could hear him huff. Because it was a tobacco order. Let me tell you something. Sports. He was into sports. And because it had to do with tobacco, he had to let me know right then and there that he disagreed with me. But sports, it does not build character. It reveals it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. But that baby cried all through that store. Jilly Darling got the feeling all motherly. She come to me, watching them 3 kids at the service desk. It just took just a few minutes, just very few minutes, and she got the feeling all motherly, and she got to thinking about our grandbabies in Virginia. And she said, "Can we take a trip to see our grandbabies?" I said, "No." She said, "I promise you. I promise. Just a couple of days." And I told her, I said, "Girl, a verbal contract ain't worth the paper it's written on." We went on and finished our shopping. Well, commenced with our shopping. All of a sudden, we heard crash. And all of a sudden, them kids just went wild, and that woman starts to screaming. And all of a sudden, you could hear Mr. Steroid just shouting and yelling at that woman. And we turned the corner. Of course, it was the next aisle we was going to go down. We turned the corner, and there laid a juice display. Crashed out in the middle of the floor. It was the aisle we needed, so we had to go on down that aisle. And he's just standing there yelling at that woman, and I know for a fact I heard a couple of curse words come out of his mouth. I'm thinking to myself, I said, some people spread happiness wherever they go, and some people just won't go. So I just reached down and grabbed me what I needed on that aisle. Now, don't y'all judge and don't laugh at me, okay? I'm an old man, okay? You can look at me and plainly see that. So I reached down and I grabbed me 3 boxes of pitted prunes, okay? And I stuck them in my buggy, cart, whatever y'all want to call them. Here where I live, we call them a buggy. And I stuck them in my buggy. And we went, anyway, I turned and I was looking for Jilly Darling, and there she stands. Them children going wild. She's looking for a hole to hide in. She's got her nose pressed against the counter. And she's acting like she's trying to read the label on a bottle of ocean spray juice. And I walked up to her and I said, "You okay?" And she's just froze. She's holding that bottle of juice. And I said, "Ocean spray, huh?" And she said, "With 3/4 of the world covered with water, why is it so hard to get to the beach?" I chuckled and I told her, I said, "Honey, the trouble with living the fast lane is you get to the other end so quick." Ole'Pops. Ripped the top off one of them boxes of prunes. Handed that little screaming baby a pitted prune. Shut that little cherub right up. It got to sucking on that prune. I asked Jilly, darling, I asked her, I said, "You still want to go visit your grandbabies?" She said, "Maybe for Christmas." You know, Garrison Keillor from Prairie Home Companion once said, "Some luck lies in not getting what you thought that you wanted, but getting what you have. Which once you have, you might be smart enough to see is what you would have wanted had you known." Don't that make a lot of sense? Now, here's my question. A little food for thought. You ever wonder why they don't make a prune-flavored tobacco? Think about it. It's a mighty popular fruit. Why, I once read that a man eats a prune every 20 seconds. I don't know this feller, but I know where you can find him. I'm Ole'Pops.